I have led organizations through massive transformations. I have kicked down doors, like how my sons like to call it, to open opportunities when there were none. However, show me a small medical needle and I'm a puddle. I am tryphanophobic. I have a paralyzing fear for needles. And as you all know it, life has a very weird sense of humor. And in 2010, I was diagnosed with Graves' disease, an autoimmune condition. And what? You all guessed it right. It needed frequent blood tests. For 12 years, I was inside and outside of hospitals, clinics, terrified. Not just because of the needle, but just because of the understanding the disease by itself. It's an autoimmune condition which is very rare, not understood and researched in our country, not equipped to handle it in its whole. And through that journey is where I learned my first self-leadership lesson, I should say, that being fearless is not bold. To show up even when you are shaking is what it is. And my life came with a very loud and clear instruction manual. I'm a Gen X kid in a traditional household, and the script was very simple. Be a pampered daughter, ace in everything that you learn and do, and become a good wife. Little did I realize that I have been trained, or I am being trained, to be a supporting character in someone else's movie. It took me a while, but I did it well. I did it great, and I carried it to the corporate world. I wore this boss armor, shiny, heavy, and deaf, because I thought leadership was all about knowing all the answers, not allowing anything to fail, holding the ball every time it drops. And I was a multitasker, not because I was efficient, but because I was terrified that if I don't move, my perfect image would shatter. And life script was very different. The Graves' disease was not just a diagnosis, it was a coup. My own immune system treated me like an intruder, and it took me a while to understand what was going inside me. And neither did the doctors, because it's a symptom-based treatment that is available in our country, and nobody knows it holistically. So each time when the doctor discovers my issue, I discover it with them, or vice versa. It was my body screaming from inside, and it took me a long time to understand. And I was given a radioactive treatment and was in isolation for 30 days in a room. Just me and myself. And the food was given through the door. So it was just me, myself, my breath, and my thoughts. 30 days. Even Vipassana, I think, can be done in 15 days. But it was 30 days of me with my thoughts, my changes in the body, my body trying to tell me something. And it was screaming, Shri, stop handling it from your ego. Handle it with your soul. Because I was trying to deal with it like how I would deal a corporate project. I thought I could KPI into it and win it. But the disease was very different. It kept surprising me every time I tried to figure it out. And my body was screaming, you're not the boss. Try to be the human that you need to be now. And I thought, oh, it is time to let go of my perfect self. So let me fire it and hire an authentic one. And I sat in that room trying to meditate, trying to understand, trying to grapple what was happening inside me. And I decided, no, this is not working. I need to redo something. I need to rewire myself. And I said, okay, here is what I'm going to do. The 30th day when I opened the door, I announced my entire family, I'm launching a business. They were like, we don't understand. What are you even saying? You are fighting a battle and you want to start a business? And my doctors were even more shocked and perplexed. Why would she even do it? And they came to me and said, Shri, you are fighting an autoimmune condition and you're saying you're going to start a business, and a business involves stress. And for your condition, any stress would lead you into depression. And I was like, no, I think my pampered daughter is an old relic. I need to become a self-authored leader. And I am going to go ahead with my business plan. Guess what? I really launched it. We did very well. I defied all the statements made by all the doctors, to the point that the doctors even came back and told me, Shri, whatever you're doing it well. You're doing it right. Don't stop. Amidst all these things, when I was trying to figure out and plan a future for myself, I was rewiring my body, rewiring my thoughts. Something beautiful got co-created alongside. Both my sons grew up to be very fine gentlemen who can sit with women leaders and listen to them without flinching. The women in my household can kick doors or even break the doors with hammer if it doesn't open. Somewhere collectively we shifted. And we moved from a socially influenced mind to a self-authored mind. And that was a beautiful shift to witness. Here is the truth. I am not a self-made woman. I am a village-made woman. I am a sum total of all those people who believed in me, who stood in me, and supported me. And I'm saying this as a tribute to my gurus, my mentors, my parents, my family, my friends. The resilience was not about bouncing back high. It was who was there to hold me when I was falling. And that is the lesson that I carried forward and launched multiple businesses. And today, I'm in the business of coaching businesses and building leaders and transforming organizations. With that, I want to share the leadership lessons that helped me transition. My first lesson would be priorities shift. When you're staring at the hospital ceiling, urgent emails disappear. Urgent becomes a lie. Only important becomes truth. And for me, what came out important was love and self-love. Because when I was in that room, alone fighting this battle, what I could hear was, the entire happiness has been put outside. I had to become my own friend. And when I say self-love, it's not about pampering yourself, taking care and giving priority to yourself more than others. I'm talking about being a friend for yourself. Give that care, give that compassion, give the empathy that you need. Give that encouragement that you need. Give that forgiveness that you need. And develop yourself authentically for who you are. Priorities shift, and love is only that remains. Peace becomes a very disruptive force. what I learnt was the calmest person in the room is your superpower. Because peace is not absence of trouble. Peace is presence of strength. And the third lesson I learned was, you do not need intervention. You need introspection. You need to look into yourself, your beliefs, your biases, your fears, your judgments, and release yourself. Increase your self-awareness to show up as a self-authored leader. Presence is a healer. We always try to live in the future. We always think about what's happening in the next quarter. What we need to do is inhabit our body into the here and now. And your intuition and gut has a lot of wisdom to share. And develop that presence and hold yourself in the here and now. The next lesson was, you do not need to be a boss to be a leader. Real leadership does not need any effort for being good. And it will come in a collective consciousness. When you move from placing the happiness outside to when you place it inside. Completion is whole and is not perfect. I still battle my Graves' disease. I'm a work in progress. I'm not waiting for a cure to feel complete. Completion is a mindset. So, what I learned beyond all this was, resilience is not about bouncing back to your old self, but adapting and building yourself towards the emerging future. So dear VNIT students, if you are all going by a script, please pause. The armor is very heavy, take it off. Listen to the echoes of your journey, your fears, your traumas, your experiences, your inner voice, and build yourself authentically. Those journeys are not your distractions. It is the journey. It is your journey. My mother still tells me that I have to take care of my health. My children still tell that they want more of my time. And they are right. And what I understood was, the beautiful part is not doing everything at once. It is doing good at everything while you're still human. So don't wait to be hit. Wake up, be bold, be kind, and if you have to kick doors with a smile. Be a self-authored leader.